Number 1, do you know, a full bladder is roughly the size of a softball? No wonder you have to run to bathroom when you feel the call of the wild. The average bladder holds about 400 to 800 cubic centimeters of fluid, but most people will feel the urge to go long before that at 250 to 300 cubic centimeters. Number 2, do you know, a lifespan of an eyelash is approximately 150 days? Number 3, do you know, an average human drinks about 16,000 gallons of water in a lifetime? Number 4, do you know, there are 54 bones in your hands including the wrists? Number 5, do you know, during a typical human lifespan, the human heart will beat approximately 2.5 billion times? Number 6, do you know, no two human outer ears, pinnae, even your own, are exactly alike. Earology, as the system is called, was developed to supplement identification by fingerprints. Number 7, do you know, the aorta is nearly the diameter of a garden hose. The average adult heart is about the size of 2 fists, making the size of the aorta quite impressive. The artery needs to be so large as it is the main supplier of rich, oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. Number 8, do you know, the human eye blinks over 4,200,000 times a year? Number 9, do you know, the human brain is insensitive to pain? The suffering of a headache comes not from the organ itself, but from the nerves and muscles lining it. Number 10, do you know, the adrenal glands change size throughout life? The adrenal glands, lying right above the kidneys, are responsible for releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In the 7th month of a fetus development, the glands are roughly the same size as the kidneys. At birth, the glands have shrunk slightly, and will continue to do so throughout life. In fact, by the time a person reaches old age, the glands are so small they can hardly be seen. Number 11, do you know, the hardest bone in the human body is the jawbone. The next time someone suggests you take it on the chin, you might be well advised to take their advice, as the jawbone is one of the most durable and hard to break bones in the body. Number 12, do you know, there are over 10 trillion living cells in the human body? Number 13, do you know, the type specimen for the human species is the skull of Edward Drinker Cope, an American paleontologist of the late 1800s. A type specimen is used in paleontology as the best example of that species. Number 14, do you know, archaeologists report that cannabis was most likely the first plant cultivated by humans. Cannabis was used for linen, paper, and garments. Number 15, do you know, the brain is much more active at night than during the day? Logically, you would think that all the moving around, complicated calculations and tasks and general interaction we do on a daily basis during our working hours would take a lot more brain power than, say, lying in bed. Turns out, the opposite is true. When you turn off, your brain turns on. Scientists don't yet know why this is, but you can thank the hard work of your brain while you sleep for all those pleasant dreams. Number 16, do you know, the largest human organ is the liver, which weighs about 55 ounces in a person weighing 150 pounds. By some definitions, the skin is an organ, in which case skin would be the largest organ at 384 ounces. Number 17, do you know, everyone has a unique smell, except for identical twins. Newborns are able to recognize the smell of their mothers, and many of us can pinpoint the smell of our significant others and those we are close to. Part of that smell is determined by genetics, but it's also largely due to environment, diet, and personal hygiene products that create a unique chemistry for each person. Number 18, do you know, in February 2001 it was announced that the human genome contains not 100,000 genes as originally expected, but only 30,000. Number 19, do you know, elephants can communicate using sounds that are below the human hearing range, between 14 and 35 Hz. Number 20, iguanas can recognize their human handlers and greet them differently, compared with strangers.